Hello, girls. So, remember when Rachel said this?
Final point on the Beck stuff as well is that I've reached out to Beck, both on Instagram and on YouTube, and they have not replied to me. So I'm a little bit nervous of what to do, because I could just PayPal the money over, but then Beck will just receive this random money and be like, what the hell?
So, editing literally here. I'm just in the middle of editing this video, but it's come to my attention that Rachel has made a community post, and we're going to read it right now. She said, everyone is well. Now that Beck has confirmed that they're happy to receive the money via PayPal, I wanted to check before I sent it because I didn't want it to cause any issues for them with insurance or subsidies. I have now sent it. Please see below a screenshot of the payment made to Beck just now and a screenshot of me messaging them prior. I wish them a safe surgery, a speedy recovery, and all the luck in the world. Edited to add for those asking. This is the entire ad revenue from this video with no deductions. See post above. I just wanted to add that this whole situation has been my fault. I said catty things I shouldn't have said about my fellow creators. I made inappropriate and flippant comments about the money I earned from my YouTube channel, and in fact, I'm overwhelmingly grateful for it and for every single one of my subscribers. I also called DV related receipts, quote unquote T, which I am sorry for. I offered to pay Emily when I should not have. I was not upfront with my viewers from the start about the agreement, which I am sorry to my wonderful viewers who have been disappointed by the attitude I showed in the Discord messages you saw. I am resolved to never make these mistakes again and to learn from this. Thanks everyone. Kiss. Alright, so that is the update from Rachel. I will still leave the next part of the video you're about to watch in here because in regards to the timeline, it kind of tracks. Because Beck mentioned that they wouldn't mind receiving the money and that Rachel should send it. And now Rachel has done so. And yeah, a W for Beck, a win for Beck. I'm so well pleased at this outcome, and I'm sure many of you are. And yeah, enjoy the video.
Unexpectedly, and I don't know if that could have certain problems for them. I don't know if they get any benefits or anything, and if receiving a chunk of money might be an issue. I guess on PayPal it will be fine. But yeah, Beck has not replied to me, so I am like not sure what to do about that. I'm going to give them the money, don't worry, but the question is like how, and Beck hasn't even said if they for sure want the money. So if anybody has like a way to contact Beck, that would be awesome if you could get me in there.
Take a look at this. So this comment was made on Beck's community tab, where they were given an update on their recent status of their health and with their recent surgery. So they were just given an update to that, to their community. So Beck said, I just wanted to come on here to post a little update from my last one. I know I've been posting a lot on here. Sorry if it's too much. I was admitted to hospital that night because they found an abscess near my sternum. I got out of surgery not long ago where they drained and cleaned my incision again. I am back on the wound vac and staying for a few more days for IV antibiotics. I also wanted to let everyone know that I appreciate their advice and that I've been talking to a case manager about my options and possible resources. I do have insurance again thanks to those resources, and I'm going to talk to them again before I'm discharged to see if there's anything else they can do now that my situation has changed. And then someone left this comment on that community post and said, hey Beck, please read this. If Rachel actually does send you any money, keep it. Keep it with good conscience, knowing that no matter what, we all want you to have it. You are loved. A little heart and some prayer hands. And Beck responded to this comment saying, I've seen a lot of comments about this. I haven't gotten a message from her, but it's okay if she wants to send it. She doesn't have to message me either. So that's what Beck has to say in regards to Rachel saying that she has tried to contact Beck, can't seem to get into contact with them, and would love if someone would get her into contact with Beck. If you recall from Rachel's video, there was a part where she was explaining her thought process or logic that she used to come to the conclusion to give the AdSense money to Beck.
Before I had gone through that thought process. So yeah, there is a screenshot out there of me saying, I don't know if I'm going to give this money to Beck. It feels wrong, because that is how I felt at one point. And so the timing of all of this has been like purposefully twisted by this individual to try and make me look as bad as possible, when actually what happened was not like this at all. For example, this person's made this comment where they say Beck shares detailed updates about their devastating medical and financial situation. Rachel blames Beck for making a deal to pay thousands to an active death feeder who's publicly gifting food to dying addicts, and then implies that it'd be icky and unethical. So the timing of what happened there is completely wrong. So Beck made their community post 5 days ago, and I made those comments in the Discord on the 23rd of October, which was way before Beck had given this update. I also did not blame Beck whatsoever. I said that Beck could benefit from everybody knowing that Amber also abused financially another ex, which is absolutely true. But obviously when you lay it out like this, it sounds like that would be really awful if that's what happened, but that's absolutely not what happened. Those comments that you can see me make in the Discord where I'm not sure what to do were made before Beck made their post on their community tab.
So the person whose comment Rachel used left a comment on a Mrs. Snowflake video just to explain and clarify what they meant when they made that comment. So let's have a look. They say, "Hey, Mrs. Snowflake, I'm the commenter Rachel blamed at 35 minutes and 18 seconds for her quote-unquote light bulb moment of deciding to donate to Beck, and whom she ironically accused of twisting events to make her look as bad as possible. I know you'll mainly cover and discuss Miss Dookie here, what a strong stomach you have, so I figured I'd give context that some may not have, to clarify how that part of her video was pure manipulation. Rachel misrepresented the comment as a basis for pretending that she only callously and dismissively spoke about Beck before Beck posted detailed updates on their community tab. All lies." So, the explanation. I apologize for being a bit long-winded, just trying to not leave any room for her to further twist as she hangs out in other people's comments too, lol. That comment was about how she contradicted herself in a short span of time, not about laying out a timeline of events to make a point. Rachel tried to pull off a full timeline debunking to invalidate the feedback, which many others shared in their own words, in a failed effort to paint herself as being well-intended through the bold lie that Beck had only posted a community tab update about the situation a few days before Rachel changing her mind about gifting the AdSense money to Beck. Anyone following Beck or even glancing at the community tab to grab a screenshot like Rachel did will know full well that their most recent post was one of many detailed updates about their medical and financial crisis that they've been posting for months before this. Very ALR coded, one might say, and thinking her immediately disprovable lies would amount to a gotcha. Rachel isn't an overthinker, she's an underthinker, running on a bit of low cunning and help from her friends, who still hasn't learned not to invoke and exploit in front of girl world audiences. So there we have it. There is the clarification. And lastly, Hecticana, who was one of the creators in the Discord chat, has given his side of the story in his recent video. So let's hear what he has to say.
Hello, my friends. So I was in a Discord that got leaked, and I didn't find out about the leak until after I released my last video. Just been kind of disconnected from the internet for a little bit. And luckily I was not in the Discord all that often. I would pop in every once in a while when a new story would hit just to kind of see what people thought about it and stuff like that. And I don't remember everything I put in there. I don't think anybody remembers everything they type in a Discord, but apparently there's something floating around where I had talked to Rachel about a video that I was going to make. It was right after Rachel had posted that community post where she said that she had offered Emily money and then rescinded the offer and all that. And right after that post came out, I gave it some thought. And then I told Rachel, I'm going to be making this video. And I'm going to say that I don't agree with what you did because I didn't agree with what she did. I think offering money for anything like this is a terrible idea. It just makes things far more complicated, obviously. And yeah, I thought it was a bad idea. But I also just said, I'm going to disagree with you, but I'm not going to be mean about it. That was me just giving her a heads up. Because at the time, I was really giving Rachel the benefit of the doubt. I assumed that if she had rescinded her offer, she must have a good reason. And so I was saying, I'm going to make a video where I say what you did was not right, but I'm also going to say that I don't know what I would have done in that situation because I didn't know what I would have done in that situation. I am disappointed that Rachel offered money and stuff, but I also understand it. If I were in that same situation and I was on the verge of getting all these receipts, all these texts from behind the scenes in the relationship between Emily and Amber, knowing it's going to be a huge video, it's going to make my channel blow up, because of course it is, I don't know that I would be able to say no either. Or I don't know that I wouldn't come up with the same idea to make sure I can keep getting receipts. That doesn't make it right, but I get it. I think if I were in Rachel's shoes at that time, knowing what a big deal that was going to be, I don't know if I would have been able to say no. I don't know that I would have offered, but if Emily had come to me with an offer saying, you know, I'll give you some texts if you give me some of the money, I don't know if I would have been able to say no back then. Now I know I'm not getting involved with any of that shit. I'm not getting involved with anything ever because it's not fucking worth it. But at that time, I understood that offering money was a terrible idea and should never be done in this situation because it makes it complicated. But I also understood that I was human and that if I had been in her shoes, I don't know if I would have been able to say no. So yeah, I was giving her a heads up, just saying, I'm going to make a video and I'm going to disagree with you, but I'm not going to be mean about it. That was it. And then I guess there was a thing where I said that people are naive and stupid if they think we don't make videos for money. And I mean, yeah, I don't think any reaction channel would exist if they didn't get paid. And by the way, I have a full-time job. This has always just been a side gig. I would not have spent as much time on these videos and stuff if I wasn't going to get paid for it, you know? Like, I enjoy making videos, but not that much. I don't think anybody enjoys talking about Amber enough to just do it for funsies, you know? So, yeah, I mean, lesson learned, if you're in a private Discord, you might just leave it. And if you get invited to one, just say, no, thank you. I'm good.
All right, so that is it for today's Girl World update. And hopefully the community will not set on fire in the next couple of days. And then we could go back to just watching what Amberlynn Reed is doing. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.